Look at all these shoestring trees. They look like new growth. It just popped out of nowhere. Some are as big as your finger, others your wrist. And you got Momona sitting right here. Beast. Look at the curtain of green light. The way it dances. Moments like this will make the whole day hiking, no matter how hard it is, worth it. And this camera is only catching a fraction of what I'm actually seeing. Every culture has some kind of rite of passage, an awakening, so to speak. A point or a time or something that they must do in their life to culminate their beliefs. You know what I'm saying? To really solidify everything that they either stand for, believe, or aspire for. In Australia, the Aboriginal people, they call it a walkabout. In the Muslim religion, or those that follow Islam, they have what's called the Hajj, or they take what's called the Hajj, which is a holy pilgrimage to Mecca, where they gather around the black stone or the Kaaba and they pray. For me, people always say, why do you come back to the trail? Why do you come back to the trail? For me, this is my spiritual communion. This is my walkabout. This is my Hajj. I come out here and you do this walk and it's like a cleansing. I mean, it's just you and whatever God you believe in, okay? And all that is amplified through the vibrations of nature that's all around you. And what you can't sense, you still get, you know? You sense it, you feel it, you eat it, you take it in, you hear it. It's just coming at you from all these different senses. And it's a beautiful thing. Even smell. I could be here in my own world and the birds are singing to me. And there's a message in that. Even though if I can't decipher it, it doesn't matter. We're spiritual beings as much as we are physical and soul. And when you get all these vibrations, whether you perceive them or not, they're still changing you. And that's a beauty, you know? Even if you can't put that into words, you feel it, and that sensation is enough to keep you coming back. Yeah. If you ask me, I would tell you, mortification of the flesh is amplification to the spirit. So as you're hiking month after month, mile after mile, melting away and becoming emaciated physically, inside, your spirit is leaping and abounding inside yourself. And it's making you a greater, more powerful person, insightful, intuitive, and wiser from the inside out. And if you can survive the journey, okay, to survive the journey is to complete the download of everything that your spirit is taking in. So when you get where you're going, the culmination, your destination, you leave the trail a totally different person, more amplified, or in a term you can understand, born again. And of course, this comes with a price. Your pound of flesh, your tears. I have blood, sweat, and tears on this trail. The tears come from those smoky campfires that burn your eyes, and you just sit there watering the soil. The blood is obvious. My legs are beat up enough and I've fallen enough. I've watered this soil as well. But the sweat, oh my God. Yeah, that's the one. That'll get there too. Whew, out here. The hardest part about the trail is there is no autopilot. You are totally on 24/7, 7 days a week. You are in the moment. Every time my feet hits the ground, I am aware of it. To every pain and nuance that I feel, my feet is telling me, my toes, my knees, my back, every bead of sweat, every insect that lands on me, whether it bites me or not, I'm consciously in the moment. If the temperature changes, whether I'm asleep or whatever, I feel it. I wake up, so you can't escape it. You are always on. And that says nothing to the thoughts that go through your head that you can't ignore. I mean, in the real world, you can turn on the radio and zone out. You're there, but you don't have to be there. You can sit at your job, look up, and oh, it's time to go, and you clock out. You can't do that here in the trail. If my mind starts to wander and I kick a root, boy, I know it. If I start to, get tired, whatever, I'll start tripping more or I fall down. It's all there, man. You got to be so in the moment, so alert all the time. You can almost burn out. It's like sticking an appliance for 110 volts into a 220 outlet and you're just waiting to explode. Or you put a lamp in something and you put too much amps in there and the light gets so bright before it explodes. That's what the trail does. You just get brighter and brighter and brighter, and you'll either explode or you'll take it. You'll accept it. You bring it into you. So you become a product of all that you let in, and it'll make you or break you, man. Sometimes when people leave the trail, they just have to process. They've got so much stuff that they got to get off and just process everything that they've downloaded. They have to decompress. There's no way around it. Whew. Anyway, I'm starting to babble out here. By the way, I've attempted to thru hike for years, and I came to the Lord late in life. I would say 30, 31. And I've never completed this trail as an atheist. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't until, and I'm not saying Jesus will get you through the trail. This is just about faith. This could be about religion. It could be anywhere you want to be. All I'm saying is, it wasn't until I accepted the Lord in my life, religion, God, however you want to put it, that I was able to find who I had to be, that person, that whatever, to actually complete the trail. Because the pain don't change. I mean, you could be an atheist one day and hike the trail, and then be born again, or however you want to call it, find your God and hike the trail again. The only thing that's changed is your frame of mind, your spirituality. But for me, it makes the difference. I mean, there's a passage. Paul says, I can do anything through Christ who strengthens me. Those are beautiful words, poignant words, but there's truth in that. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I could probably, like, for example, at the end of this hike, I could say, oh, first of all, I want to thank the Lord Jesus Christ for helping me hike this trail. And I can say that and mean it, because I would almost say that the Lord made all this stuff possible. And there's been times where I've had issues and I've prayed on them and they've gone away, Now, I would always say there's a thin line between faith and denial. And the only thing the only way that you can see the separation of those two words is the veil that falls across your eyes for the non-believers. Like the book of Isaiah, where it says, I will put a veil over their eyes so that they cannot see. I will fog their minds so that they cannot perceive. Okay? So when you want to know the difference between faith and denial, the only person that can tell you is a believer. A person that has the veil. Oh, check this out. This is a cable, and it's hollow, and I think this is an anchor tree, but it's used to harness the sap. This is an example. If I'm not running my mouth and show you, don't walk past anything, you're going to see a forest full of tubes. But anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, there is a difference between faith and denial, but a non-believer couldn't tell you that. You know what I mean? And so there is something to be gained when you believe. you do inherit an attribute, a kind of wisdom, a kind of perception that allows you to amplify yourself. Isaiah refers to it when he was talking, actually not Isaiah, but Aisha, well, forget the names. There's two people in the Bible where one is asking another for a double portion of spirit because his master is about to leave. And he says, no, master, don't go because I won't have the strength. And so dudes say, yo, just pray for a double portion of strength and I'll be with you. And so the thing is, though, how do you unlock that? How do you get that superpower? Okay? Who are you praying to? That's what I'm talking about. You got to open up that portal. And I'll tell you something else. Even if there isn't a God, even if there's no such thing as nothing, the mind is so powerful that if you believe, you make your world. Your perception is your world. So you could tell me it's false all day long, but at the same time, I got power that I can't account for. At the same time, I can do things and ignore things that a non-believer can't. So in and of itself, just believing makes it possible. Okay? It changes my perception. And that's enough. That is enough because that's a superpower. That's something, that's the edge. That's something that I have that this guy doesn't because he doesn't believe. And even if he's right in not believing, what has he gained in not believing? That's what I'm talking about. Okay? I'm starting to babble out here. There's a passage in the Bible that says, seek and ye shall find. Ask and ye shall receive. And basically, the more you study, the stronger in faith you become, the stronger in spirit you become. And you're going to reach a point where you're going to realize through your own study and meditation that your life is not yours. You know, basically what I'm trying to say is you become an instrument. All right. You become an instrument of the Lord, an instrument of God. To put it another way, a non-believer could say something like, well, if your God is all this and all that, then why aren't you rich? Why don't you live in a mansion? Why don't you have cars and da-da-da-da-da? And there's two answers to that. One, I could say, Jesus was the poorest person I've known. Jesus told the richest man, if you want to follow me, give up everything you got and walk with me. Jesus told his disciples, you know what? What did he say? Don't even carry water. Just put your flip-flops on and walk. Everything will be given to you. So the point I'm trying to say is, to a believer, somebody strong in the faith, they're not praying for cars. They're not praying for fame or anything like that. Their only prayer is, Lord, do with me what you will. I am your instrument. You know, walk through me, guide me. And wherever that path takes them, they are satisfied. All right? Because they believe in their heart that it's the will of God that's guiding them. Because that's what you're going to find. At the end of the day, the only thing you're going to find is a cord coming from you to something else. And it's not about you anymore. You lose yourself in what you believe in, and this world just fades away. You don't even desire those things. All right? So, as an instrument, the only thing you can do is just pray for guidance. And wherever you find yourself, you believe in your heart that the Lord wants you to be there. And all you have to do, and here's the beautiful part, all you have to do is just listen, all right, and just follow the signs, because you are being guided whether you realize it or not. And that's the easiest instruction you can give anybody. You know, they say, what do I do? Just, hey, go down here and listen. The rest will come to you. Magnify this expanse by about 20 times, and this is what you have in Maine that you got to forge. Here, you see this cable? They got a cable going across to help you out. And it's the same way in Maine because they took away the canoe. As you see on the other side, they got a little something in there. I see a beer can, but hopefully there's a Coke in there as well. I'll find out. But I'm not going to cross here because there's no way you can cross there without getting wet. The water's just too high. I'm going to go right here where every single footstep can touch a rock. I mean, it doesn't hurt to be 6'3" and have a long stride out here. I thought it was beer. Turns out it's Sprite. And yes, I think I will have one. By the way, Vermont does redeem itself north of Manchester, where it starts to actually look like a normal trail. But I have to say that it also gets a whole lot harder It's all about mountains after that out here. Okay, we come up on one of those tree farms. You see the cables? There's several, and it keeps going. So yeah, they're harvesting syrup. Something like it takes 3 gallons to be boiled down to make like a few ounces or something. It's supposed to be an exact science. It's good syrup, I'll give them that. It goes up and up, all the way up the mountain. If you don't know, those are maple trees. With me, all I can see is a deer running through the woods, minding their own business and getting clotheslined by this stuff. But that's just me out here. Checkpoint Alpha. I'm not going down there. I'm 12 miles in out here. Actually, upon further inspection, that's no shelter. That's just 10 miles. I still got 2 more miles to Checkpoint Alpha out here. All right, this is the real Checkpoint Alpha. 12 miles in. It's 10 after 12 out here. Let's see if I can get a signal and try to call these people.
They are being inside out, me and all the guys and girls, test reviews, and max.
Okay, so nothing about Terminator.
If the Terminator Genesis is down in Lebanon, you might be able to get one of the trail angels to give you a ride down there, but it won't be me because I can't drive right now.
You know what? It's not that important. I just thought I'd ask. Okay, so this is where we stand, Betsy. We're like 16 miles from your location.
Okay.
It won't take us no more than 6 hours, maybe 8 hours tops to make that trip. You say you'll be out of town or out of the house.
I won't be at the house between 4:30 and 6:30, but if it takes you 6 hours, I'll be back about the time you get here.
Perfect. And you said if you're not there, we can just open up the garage. It's never locked. We can put our packs in your garage and just go into town and do what we got to do.
Yeah, if you decide you want to go into town, you don't want to wait for me to come back, that's okay. You can just drop your pack, take your hiker wallets, and go to town.
Awesome.
It would be good if you got that here, and we can come and pick you up, like I said. I can tell my husband to go get you by, like, I don't know, 8:30 or 9 at the very latest, if everybody has to do showers and laundry, so we're not all up all hours of the night.
It makes sense. I got it. And you're a yellow house, 203 Elm Street.
No, 230.
230. Got you. 230 Elm Street, yellow house.
You can't miss it. It's the only house that has trail magic and a pair of boots with flowers in it at the mailbox.
Got you.
It's the third house on the left as you come out of the woods and go down the hill.
Can't miss it. Got it. Thank you.
You won't miss it.
Thank you, Betsy.
All right. We'll see you later.
Yes, ma'am. See you tonight. Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
Thanks for asking us.
No problem. So as you can see, we're squared away. We got all that's taken care of. We're 16 miles away. So next time you see me, we'll be at Betsy's house out here. As you can see, when I got to the shelter, I went through the list that the girls gave me, and I was talking to Betsy, and she said she'll put us up. Okay, Betsy's house is actually on the trail, Elm Street. But here's the deal. She's not in Hanover. She's in Norwich. Norwich is at mile marker 1744. Hanover is at mile marker really 77, well, let me see, 47. So basically, she's 3 miles before town. There's some guys, they're just itching to do the border. But like I said, this isn't my first rodeo. So what I'm going to do is simple. I'm going to go to her house and chill. I mean, I'll cross the border tomorrow. It's no big deal. Yeah, so that's the plan. So what I'm doing right now is I'm going to knock out 16 miles. And I'm gonna try to do this before 6 o'clock to get to her house because she's taking care of some stuff. Right now it's we'll call it 12:30. So I'm gonna hit this can of nitrous oxide and get moving on down the trail out here. By the way, I don't know if you caught that last exchange, but Betsy, she was checking the newspaper to see if the Terminator movie was playing in Hanover, and it wasn't. So knowing this information for future reference, there's no reason for me to hang out in Hanover trying to catch a movie, so I can just hike through out here.